Welcome to the Jeff Crilley Show. And now, here's Jeff Crilley.
Oh boy, you can almost smell the fried goodness of the State Fair. It's just how many days away is it, Clint?
Well, it starts on September 30th.
Okay, so we're in the home stretch here.
Yeah, 3 weeks or so.
Wow, have you rested up?
Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah.
Because you're going to need it. Clint Probst is my guest. He has been with the State Fair for, I guess, 10 years doing different things. How did this start for you?
Well, the State Fair had a hand-rolled pretzel vendor who sort of backed out at the last minute. And at the time, the guy in charge of food and beverage knew that I had a background in the industry, knew that I had done hand-rolled pretzels, asked me to come in really last minute, and we pulled it off and been there ever since. And things have kind of changed over from hand-rolled pretzels to our various fried food competition winners and finalists.
Absolutely. And just a couple years ago, you pulled a rabbit out of a hat, didn't you?
Yeah, 2014, we actually won Best Tasting in the big Tex Choice Awards with our fried Gulf shrimp boil, which is kind of everything you'd get in a Louisiana shrimp boil, rolled into a ball and deep fried with remoulade on the side, which we're serving this year, and we're also offering it at a discounted price on Thrifty Thursdays this year, our shrimp dish.
Well, tell me about, because I was there, and I remember the excitement when you won. I mean, it was like hitting the lottery, wasn't it?
Oh, it's crazy. Our booth is 20 feet wide by 12 foot deep, and we served almost 40,000 servings, almost 80,000 shrimp balls in 24 days.
Wow.
Which was insane.
What's typical for a stand?
About a third of that is typical from my stand. I have a great spot. Big Tex's left hand points directly at my booth.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I have a really good location. So normally we'll do around $150,000 in sales, and
wow.
Getting a winner can triple that.
That's amazing. Okay, so now this year, you were one of the finalists.
That's correct. In the Big Tex Choice Awards, there are 8 finalists, and we're on the T-shirts and advertised on the map, and everybody wants to sort of cross all 8 off of their list, hopefully in multiple fair visits. But
okay, what was your concoction this year?
This year we have a Southern fried chicken and dumplings. No G in that.
That sounds awesome. It really does. I mean, where'd that idea come from?
Cooking for my kids. That's where a lot of my ideas come from. I was, standing over a pan of chicken stock with dumplings simmering in it and thinking, how could I deep fry this? And very unusually, it really worked extremely well on the very first try, which is always a good sign.
Do you have to go, typically when you're developing a new recipe, does it go through many incarnations before you find just the right one?
Not when I find a good one like this. I knew it was a good idea. Mm-hmm. I like to do comfort food. Mm-hmm. In the past, 2013, I was a finalist with chicken fried meatloaf.
Wow, that sounds good too.
And that's still a good seller for us too. So I like it to be comfort food, and I really like it to be sort of a household name.
Right.
And, of course, people are going to wonder, how do you fry that?
And this year, one of the winners was deep fried jello or something like that.
Yeah, they won Best Tasting.
So, and when I heard that, because I was there to watch the awards this year, and I heard that and I thought, I wonder if you just walked down the rows of a grocery store saying, could I deep fry that? Could I deep fry that? I mean, where do you have inspirations come to you in the middle of the year where you're like, I wonder what that would taste like?
Yeah, I do. And usually it is something in the environment or something I'm doing. Again, most of the time it's a traditional recipe that I'm cooking for the kids that makes my list. All of us, those of us at the State Fair that sort of regularly make the finals in this contest, have a list of 15 to 20 recipes that we're planning to work on, or we're kind of in process. We leave them and go back to them from year to year. So
I always like to ask this question: do you have one that you wish you could take back? Like you thought it was going to be a hit and it just didn't sell.
I do. I just talked about this at a radio interview last week, but so hopefully I'm not repeating myself. But the best idea I had that tasted horrible was I did a deep fried ice cream chili relleno. So it was
the ice cream part was good.
It was a great. Well, sometimes ice cream and jalapeno sort of maybe. People. Some of these food trucks and things in Dallas are mixing funky flavors like that, and Steel City Pops in Fort Worth does some things with So peppers and ice cream. So it was an Anaheim chili filled with vanilla bluebell ice cream, battered deep fried with sort of a cinnamon sugar and caramel sauce. And it looked good, it smelled good, but I couldn't get anyone, including myself, to actually chew up a bite and swallow it. It was, I don't know what was wrong with that combination.
So you sold like 3 that year?
No, that never even made it.
Okay.
This never made it past the testing phases. It's just one of these brilliant ideas that I've had that just fizzled out and died. Epic fail, as my son would say.
When you look at some like really iconic stuff like Fernie's funnel cakes, or
she's my next door neighbor.
Is she really?
Yeah,
she's a lovely lady. When you look at that or Fletcher's, I mean, how do they become an iconic brand? And can you become one like that?
Well, as Fernie's funnel cakes and Fletcher's corny dogs got in sort of on the ground level, I want to say in the 40s, both of them. And I hate to be pessimistic. I'm not sure that I could achieve that level of iconic value. What I'm interested in doing is keeping a fairly constant presence in these big Tex Choice Awards. So I always have a recent finalist or winner to sort of hang my hat on, and that's my strategy. Like the State Fair is never going to let another funnel cake or corny dog vendor in. They're never going. Your usual suspects. They're never going to let somebody open another turkey leg booth, or all the usual suspects are pretty covered up. So it falls to me every year to keep it fresh and keep it creative and keep that ball rolling. Is how I can be successful long term.
Do you ever go to any other state fairs just to see what's cooking, so to speak?
I do. I visit some other fairs and festivals and theme parks, and of course, the online resources are pretty much unlimited for ideas. But I have a moral issue with going. There has been a history of people going to other venues and finding a product and then bringing it here to the state fair,
right?
Which is fine because as long it's eligible to be in the contest, as long as it hasn't been at the state fair of Texas before. But I really like exploring my creative side and doing. I think everything I've done has been original to me. You never know.
Yeah, I wonder if you feel like an artist who came up with a hit record and then they were trying to recreate the hit. I mean, if 2014 was the hit record, and this was a good song because obviously you made the finals. How do you get another hit record?
Creativity. I mean, figuring out the correct mix or an attractive mix of something that's creative and very unusual, but yet, in my opinion, I want something that's still sort of a household name, that everybody at least has some idea what you're talking about. I don't like to use generic names like Fried Texas Twist. Right. I mean, it has to be implicit in the title of the food, what I'm.
And the name is important, isn't it?
It's extremely important, yeah. I mean, how it tastes is more important, but you have to get people's attention first. And if they don't know what you're serving, you might not attract their attention.
I remember one year, I was at Channel 4, and they used to ask me to judge the Spam cooking contest each year. And I still remember this. This is like 20 years ago. Somebody had come up with a recipe called Spam-a-llama Ding Dong.
Nice.
and I was like, I don't know what it tastes like, but I love that name.
Yeah.
Do you have to bounce it off of? Do you have a little focus group where you bounce the name off of somebody before you choose it?
I do. I have a group of friends and family that are taste testers, and I do ballots when we do taste testing and everything, and they rate them on a scale of 5 and give me feedback on the title, and I get great ideas from friends and family. I have to keep it a close circle because it's all very top secret until the awards ceremony, but yeah.
Wow. Okay, so talk to me about what it's like working the fair for 3 straight weeks. I mean, that's a long time.
Well, I have 20 years of theme park and water park food and beverage experience, so I'm used to working. I think my all-time record was with Six Flags back in the late 90s, and I think I worked 87 days in a row.
Oh my goodness.
And 12 hours or more, 12 to 15, sometimes 18. So now I was a younger man then, so but I do work all 24 in a row. I do have a really good staff that I trust so I can sleep in a day or two a week, and I can leave early once or twice a week usually.
I would imagine that the vendors get tired of their own food. I mean, do you guys have a deal with the stand next door?
Oh yeah, we trade like crazy. Sure, of course. Yeah, after about 3 days of eating chicken and dumplings, my entire staff will start trading them for
for something
everything.
else. I'll give you 2 of these for.
Exactly.
That's funny. Okay, so how do people get a hold of you? What's your Facebook?
Facebook is just facebook.com/Crazy Autos is the name of the booth.
Cool.
And that's the best way to reach me.
And then again,
Big Tex's left-hand points right at my stand. I'm caddy corner across that big plaza from the huge Fletcher's Corny Dog stand. So
awesome.
Come
Clint,
in gate 5, you walk right past me.
awesome. Clint, thank you for coming in.
Thanks
I
for
appreciate
having me. It's good to see you again, Jeff.
it. Okay. When we come back, North Texas Giving Day is just around the corner. We're going to talk to the executive director of a nonprofit that's making a huge difference in the lives of countless families impacted by autism. That's just ahead.
More of the Jeff Crilley Show coming up.